And a very pleasant Sunday to one and all. Chief Meteorologist Mark Henderson here from the Weather Hub. Time for our weekly Sunday evening get together as we talk about the weekend that was and discuss the week that is ahead of us here across northern Illinois and southern Wisconsin. Another eventful weekend in the books, maybe not quite to the magnitude it was last weekend. Still, though, an impressive little clipper system came on through here, deposited another round of fairly significant snowfall which had some serious impacts on travel. Maybe not the impacts on the holiday festivities as last weekend's storm system did, but still impacts were felt across much, if not all, of the state line. Interesting little fact I came up with here. We are now up to 17.1 inches of snowfall so far for the season, and it's only December 7th. Why do I mention that? Because all of last year, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, the entire season, 17.1 inches of snow. So we have seen as much snow here through December 7th as we did all of last winter, last fall, winter, and even spring combined. So we are off to a rip roaring start to be sure. And there's more snow on the way. So let's take a look at what's likely to be a fairly busy week ahead. Here's our precision cast model, and you can see off to the north and west another little clipper system. That's kind of a parade of clipper systems that we're going to be seeing here over the course of the next several days. Each one coming here, originating out of Canada and then drifting southeastward, riding the jet stream southeastward, and eventually giving us some sort of an impact. So, first storm system here, originating up near Winnipeg, and then we'll travel southeastward through northeastern Minnesota, the Northwoods of Wisconsin, the UP of Michigan, and then on into central Wisconsin. Looks more and more likely that this one misses us to the north. I'm not going to completely rule out the possibility of a couple flurries or light snow showers, especially tomorrow night or very early Tuesday morning, but this looks to be a non factor. If we do see anything out of it, we're talking about a dusting at most. All right, here's where we are now at noontime on Tuesday. We can see a more vigorous storm system off to the north and west stretching from the Dakotas back up northwestward into the Canadian prairie provinces. This one, though, kind of interesting because this one's going to draw up a little more warm air into it. I think our temperatures are going to reach the lower to middle 30s during the day, maybe even the upper 30s, and that's going to draw into question what form of precipitation that we see. Right now, it appears as though we're going to be sitting very, very close to that rain snow line, and there could even be some sleet or even some freezing rain there as well. So we're going to have to pay very close attention to the track of that storm system because if it tracks a little farther south, we get more snow. If it tracks a little farther north, we get more rain. If it tracks just this way, we get kind of that wintry cocktail here where we may start as rain, change over to freezing rain, and then maybe over to snow, kind of a little hodgepodge, which could very well still have travel impacts, just maybe not so much from a snowfall accumulation standpoint. So this is going to be Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. I've stopped this here at midnight Tuesday night and then taking us into early Wednesday morning. This should be out of here in time for the morning commute on Wednesday. We'll tug down a little colder air here on the back side of this system, so could see some lingering flurries into the early stages of Wednesday. But Tuesday night, Wednesday, that's going to be a period of time that we're going to want to watch here. Right now, we're just going to play the middle of the road here and call for that wintry mix. Again, if that storm system tracks a little farther to the north, we're going to talk about more in the way of rainfall. If it tracks a little farther south, we could be talking about another shot of some sticking snow. It certainly would be enough to shovel with this being a more vigorous storm system. Then we get a little quiet period here for Wednesday and Thursday, at least during the daytime or the morning time on Thursday. But then here's another clipper system that arrives sometime Thursday afternoon or Thursday evening. This is the picture here, late afternoon, early evening. Not necessarily a great path for any sort of vigorous snowfall, but close enough that I do think we could get some accumulation. That's probably our best chance for accumulating snow here this week. But all in all, we've got three systems that we're watching out for, each of which could have some significant impacts in one way or the other. What'll be interesting to talk about behind that storm system is we're going to tug down another lobe of some really, really cold air. Let's talk about temperatures here, and we'll zoom things in just a little bit. There you see that colder air on the move here Friday into Friday night and Saturday. It looks very likely that we're going to go below zero here on Friday night, and perhaps even well below zero. This is the picture at midnight Friday night into Saturday morning. Let's stop it right here at 3 o'clock on Saturday morning, and let's zoom in just a little bit and let's just kind of get an idea of some of the more specific temperatures. You're looking at some air temperatures. This is not wind chills. Air temperatures that could go down as low as 8, 9, 10 degrees below zero. I'm not ready to go that crazy with the air temperatures just yet, but suffice it to say, we've got some really cold air on the way toward the end of this week, and certainly taking us into the opening stages of the weekend. So that's going to be another big story to talk about as we get closer to the weekend. So let's wrap this up here and let's give you the 7-day forecast. We're up to 23 degrees for a high temperature here tomorrow. Small chance for that clipper system could bring us a dusting of snow here during the overnight hours. The better chances, though, appear to be to the north of us. So Monday's night 23, we're up to 37 on Tuesday. Some snow, and then eventually changing into a wintry mix of rain, maybe some sleet, maybe some freezing rain. We're going to have to watch that very closely. That's our best chance for precipitation. And again, if things work out just perfectly, it could still mean accumulating snow. It also could mean more rain. So we're going to have to fine tune the details of that forecast as we get closer. We'll hold on to some lingering snow showers on Wednesday and turn sharply colder in the afternoon. We'll go from 33 during the day on Wednesday down to 11 Wednesday night. And then there's that third and final clipper system Thursday afternoon, Thursday night, and early Friday morning. And then the real cold air that gets tugged down behind that storm system. Right now, we're going with low temperatures of -3 on Friday night and Saturday night. I'm playing the conservative road right now because oftentimes the models tend to overdo the cold air that far out and then they kind of backtrack just a little bit, they back off. And so I think eventually we're going to end up somewhere in that -3 range. I think -10, that might be a bit over ambitious on the model's standpoint. I do anticipate that the models will kind of backtrack a little bit here with regard to the severity of that cold. Nonetheless, it's going to be brutally cold Friday night. Saturday, we're only looking at a high of 9 degrees. And again, we go down to 3 below on Saturday night and only modestly milder here as we go to Sunday with a high temperature of 15 and a low temperature of 9 above. So, what a start to the winter it's been. I know snowmobile enthusiasts have been waiting for a winter like this for quite some time. We could be very well laying the groundwork to one of the more active winters we've seen here in several years. Again, already as much snow this winter as we had all of last winter. So we're ahead of the pace to be sure. So if you are a winter enthusiast and have been waiting for a while to be able to get out and enjoy the snow, this has been the winter to do so, at least in the early stages, with a lot more time still left to go. By now we should only have about 4.4 inches of snow on the ground. So we've already more than quadrupled or nearly quadrupled our normal snow uh, this early in the season. So, and if history is any guide, we've got another 2.5 to 3 feet of snow still to come the rest of the way. But a lot of time for things to play out, a lot of time for things to change or maybe not change. We'll kind of have to wait and see. But nonetheless, it's been a very interesting start to the winter season. All right, we're going to wrap this up here for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us for our evening get together. Hope you have a wonderful week ahead, and we'll certainly look forward to discussing all things weather with you throughout the week on what's likely to be a busy and eventful week of weather here in Northern Illinois. Always a pleasure to be with you, and thank you, as always, for your continued support of the Weather Hub. We'll see you soon.